Hello, everyone. I hear today you're talking about wildcats, which is one of my favorite critters to talk about. I'm Violet's Aunt Rose, and I am a veterinarian. For those of you who don't know, a veterinarian is a doctor for animals. So when pets don't feel well, I'm the one who gets to help figure out why they're sick and help them to feel better. Dogs and cats are the most common animals I see. So for any of you out there that do have dogs and cats, then I'm the kind of person who helps out your parents whenever they need help making your pet feel a little bit better. But dogs and cats weren't enough for me. I also studied to help take care of the exotic and the wild. So these are all the kinds of animals that I've helped to treat. How many of these have you seen outside or in a zoo? In just this picture, you can see a beautiful little dolphin who's giving my husband Jeff a little kiss, thank you, and this beautiful little seal also giving Jeff a kiss. Thank you for a day that I went out to help a sea lion at their same facility. I've seen a lot of different kinds of birds. These are just a few of them, but this is something called a barred owl. You might see these out in the prairie or in the trees at night or near barns. This is a crow. I'm sure all of you have probably seen crows. This one had a broken wing that is helped to fix. We see pet birds like this macaw parrot, and birds that are out by the water, like this pelican. We see majestic bald eagles, adorable little penguins, and this is a water bird called a cormorant. We see a lot of those in Florida and Louisiana. And this is another pet bird called an African gray parrot. He's wearing a little hat called a cone collar that keeps him from plucking the feathers off of his chest. I've seen a lot of different kinds of mammals and marsupials. So you and I are mammals, and this orangutan is a little bit like us. That's something called a primate. So I've seen orangutans and some other kinds of monkey and ape-like animals. I've seen bunny rabbits like this cutie. I've seen skunks and possums and raccoons, which you maybe see in your backyard sometimes, like this little baby squirrel. I've also seen ferrets, really unusual things like sugar gliders, and I've even helped out with big burly bears like this guy. Now, I've also seen really big alligators. This guy has a lot of paint. You see the colors around here? One of his jobs at his house here is to make little paw print paintings for people to buy to help raise money to keep his little housemates healthy and well. He's very handsome and he loves Jell-O. I've also seen lots of sea turtles. Miss Violet has seen a sea turtle up close that's probably 4 feet wide. That's probably as wide as some of you are tall. So a big, big sea turtle. I've also seen lots of different kinds of lizards, like this cute little bearded dragon, and snakes, and lots of tortoises, like this sulcata tortoise that was a bit weak. And then all kinds of other animals. These are just a few. That sea lion and sloths and prairie dogs, foxes, little hedgehogs. And this is something called an African wild dog. I've got a beautiful picture of paw prints made by a wild dog patient who is very thankful. And I've helped many different kinds of butterflies as well. And this is something maybe you can even do in your own house to help raise butterflies like these monarchs. And some people even have spiders as a pet, like this tarantula. Now, like I said, I love big kitties, so helping zookeepers with wildcats is something that I love to do. Look how beautiful these kitties are. Now, wildcats are not house cats. You know, they look very snuggly and they love to play, and they even love boxes like a house cat does. But unlike those big kitties, we can cuddle our house cats. Our house kitties love to snuggle and cuddle and play with their humans in the house, and they're generally pretty nice cats. Most cats. There are certainly going to be kitties who don't want to be petted or touched, so we always have to remember to ask the grown-ups and the house cat for permission before we pet them. But with wildcats, we have to be extra careful because they're going to be more like that grumpy kitty we just looked at who don't want to be petted or touched. So even though you might see pictures of lions and tigers cuddling humans, most lions and tigers can be pretty dangerous, so we should not be cuddling these kitties. So instead, at the veterinary office for your house cat, your veterinarian is going to pick them up and pet them and feel their tummies and listen to their heart and get to touch all over your little kitty and know that they can be pretty safe. But we can't do that with these big wildcats. So instead, I use movies, or I might come to where they're living at the zoo and I watch them from outside of the cage so we can see how they're moving around. We look to see if they're limping. Are they weak? Are they uncoordinated? Is there anything that they're doing that's strange to tell us why they might not be feeling well? And we can see this kitty is a little bit wobbly. And he also looks like he's got kind of an arch to his back, and he's got these weird malformations to those little toes. So we already can see some things that are a little bit abnormal just from watching from outside the cage. And we're nice and safe because this kitty can't get to us at all. And some kitties are kind of sleepy. Just like if you don't feel good, you might want to take a nap and not have to want to exercise or get up. A lot of these big kitties are the same way. So we might use tasty little morsels of food. And just like your house cat probably loves treats, a lot of lions and tigers love treats too. So we might toss some little food morsels at them. And when they're interested in that food, they're going to get up and they're going to walk over to it. So this helps us to make them want to move around so that we can see what they're doing and if there are any clues to why they don't feel well. Sometimes, though, they're not going to care about food. They're going to be more scared and they want to try and back away. So sometimes just seeing us coming makes them back away, or we might have to nudge them gently with a little pull or something that makes them a little nervous. So as they're backing away, we can see how they're... This is a little bobcat that we had, just a little wild bobcat who was found pretty wobbly and weak, living in someone's back shed. So we were called over to have a look at this kitty, and we can see, number one, he is quite grumpy. So we've got some growling, hissing, which is normal. So this cat does not want to be touched and will probably try to bite us. So we have to look through the cage with this cat. And we can see this kitty has trouble blinking in one eye, and also only lifts one of its lips when it's grumbling and hissing. But he's not really wanting to get up to move around very much. So we're doing a couple of things. He's laying on a little metal tray inside of his cage. So we're just going to move that little metal tray just a little bit, just to encourage him to want to get up and back away from us. And this is going to tell us, can we move those little legs? Should we worry about a broken leg? Is he weak? Is he wobbly? Can we tell just from being able to see? He does finally get up and take some steps to the back of that little cage there. So these are the kinds of things that we do just to try and help get these little guys moving. So a great way for us to be able to feel if he has any broken legs or problems in his tummy or in their teeth is for us to give them some medicine to help them fall asleep and take a nap. This is called anesthesia. So just like you or myself, if we need something like a surgery, then our own human doctors will give us medicine called anesthesia to help us fall asleep so we don't feel anything and we don't remember anything that happened at all. We do this in animals a lot, and with these big wild kitties, if we help them to take a nap, now we can be up close because we know that they can't try to bite us, and we can do lots of tests like x-rays or taking blood and other special fluid samples. We can also check their eyes and their teeth, feel their tummies and their legs, and just make sure that everything else looks nice and healthy. So everything that we can do while they're asleep, we try and do that all at once. And this little kitty doesn't have to worry about a thing. They don't feel anything that's happening and they don't even remember. Hopefully they're just dreaming. And when we're all done and we have all of the information that we need, then we're going to try and make a plan to help that little kitty feel better. So we try and do everything we can to give them a helping hand to help them get well. And sometimes that's going to mean medicine and a little bit of rest. Just like if you have a cold or you don't feel good, your parents are probably going to give you some medicine and then make sure that you can stay home from school and take a nap and get some rest. And just like you hopefully feel much better after your medicine and rest, then our big wildcats also will usually feel better when they've had their treatment from their veterinarian. And then they're back to looking peppy and energetic and gorgeous like this beautiful tiger. So I hope that's been a little bit interesting. And for those of you who have kitties, go home and snuggle your own little home wildcat. And thank you for letting me share your day today. If you have any big questions, you should tell Violet's mom, Carol. She'll pass those along to me, and then I'll be happy to send you some answers. Thank you.